Let's do it. All right. So, welcome to Mojo Whiskey Bar. If you didn't see our last video, I revealed 7 bourbon or whiskeys rather that, if you're starting to build a collection or you want to get into this hobby, I guess hobby is the right word.
Yeah, it's a poor man's hobby.
Yeah, poor. But if you want to get into that, some whiskeys that aren't going to break the bank, but are going to be solid things to keep on your shelf. Now, Jamie's bringing his version of that today.
I am, and we have, which is surprising. We don't have any identical bottles. We have a lot in the same family.
Yeah.
So we got lucky on that a little bit. But the first one I would bring out, and this is no surprise, or it should not be, is the Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah.
This has been a staple.
Look at that front and center there for folks.
Yeah, this has been a staple for me, as long as I can remember. Probably got to blame Tony Napier for that. That guy has been a Wild Turkey 101.
I'm guessing he'll take credit for it, too.
He will take credit. Oh, yeah. He may be the biggest Wild Turkey fan I've ever met a day in my life.
Yeah.
So, but this is their base, and it is something I go back to time and time again. To me, it's good, neat. It's good, nice, cute. I mean, it's just I haven't had any old fashions or anything with it because I just really enjoy it just to sit and sip on it. And it will not break the bank. Like you said, you're looking at low 20s, $21, $22, and you get you a fifth of it.
And again, this is one you find everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And from Total Wine to CVS. I mean, you are
Kroger, CVS, Total Wine, wherever you're going to look, they're going to have it. And it's good. This is one that I hadn't had a lot of experience with, but when we went to Amanda and I went to Mexico a month or so ago, whenever that was, they had this in the duty free, and I'm like, let's get that and give it a go. And for the time we were there, I was like, all right, I get why Jamie likes this. It's a good drink.
It's hard to beat, in my opinion. But, I got several here that I find hard to beat.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right. So, same family.
Okay.
The Russell Reserve 10-year.
Again, you can find this everywhere, right?
Everywhere. And you're looking at a price point, maybe it's 40-ish.
Yeah.
Right now. And for a 10-year
that's
bourbon,
good.
It's unreal that you can find it at that price point. And so, obviously, when you taste this, it is a step up from this. It does have a little more smoothness to it.
I mean, you can just tell by the color it's darker. So,
and,
the 10 years is going to give it that too.
And it's 90 proof, and this is 101. Yeah. So it's not as harsh if you're new to the bourbon world. Yeah. If you definitely are new to the bourbon world, want a 10-year, a 90 proof, that's pretty smooth. I mean, to me, you could do this all day.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't, and then try to go to work the next day.
Well, probably not.
But this is outstanding for me, and it's something that I always have on the shelf, and it's always available.
Now, I hear a lot of hype about Russell's has a 15-year.
They have a 15. I have not seen it.
I mean, it's one of those unicorns as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen it, but you hear a lot of hype about it. So I guess neither one of us can weigh in on it.
I can, and I wish I could because I do. I hear outstanding things about it.
Well, and the price point on it, from what I've heard, is quite a bit more, too.
Because you're 3 or 4 times this?
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
And so,
if we get a 15 or you have one, you want to send us a sample, send it over. We'll give our honest opinion about it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Russell's 10. All right.
So, here's the standard Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
A staple to me. And so this and another one I'm going to bring up, a friend of mine, Kyle Hemminger, has kind of got me hooked on Maker's Mark with a dash of amaretto in it.
Oh, really?
And it's surprising what it does to the flavor. Now, I can drink this on the rocks all day long, and I did drink some of that all day. But with the amaretto, you put that in there, it changes it.
Yeah.
And so I guess technically then it would be a little bit of a mix.
So is this like an amaretto extract?
Just a little amaretto out of a bottle.
Oh, like a liquor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
because it's going to add more of the almondy, cherry flavor to it.
It adds a little bit more of that cherry to it. And it's more of a dessert drink or something.
Sure.
But I know that in your video we looked at the 46, which is outstanding.
Yeah.
This is their standard offering. And so this is definitely available everywhere, and has a price point that's below 30, obviously. And so if you can find this, and you can, put it on your shelf,
Yeah. Well, and I think what's nice about the Maker's Mark is, like my wife, for example. I mean, she's not a huge bourbon person, but if she ever does drink whiskey, she wants a softer, smoother finish. And since this is what they call a wheated bourbon, you're going to get that with this. Plus, it's in combination with that proof point. This is not someone who doesn't drink bourbon and whiskey every day or often.
Yeah,
they're going to be okay with this. Plus, it's gonna go well. If you're into a bourbon cocktail or something like that, this is going to be a great thing to have around for those purposes.
Oh, absolutely. Well. I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
Because if you give somebody the Wild Turkey 101 and the Maker's Mark, they're going to make the face on the 101.
No, absolutely,
right?
They will. They will.
So, but yeah, it's just that nice, soft, wheated finish on this. It's really nice.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one that is an error.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is hard to beat Woodford Reserve, and this is just their Woodford Reserve. This isn't double oak. This isn't anything that's.
It's got a name on it. What does that mean?
I think I got that.
Stephen Gold.
Yeah. So this is another one that I have added some amaretto to.
Okay.
And so, but I typically would just drink this on the rocks.
Yeah, it's good.
And so it's smooth. There's not an aftertaste to it. There's not a hard bite to it. Woodford is really hard to pass up.
Well, and again, it's relatively affordable.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it's easy to find.
Yeah.
And, you can get, like with all the ones we've talked about so far, there is a step up, I guess. They've got the double oaked. Oh, that's really good. And they have all kinds of different variants. They have a rye.
Yeah.
But standard Woodford Reserve, classic. It's a good one to have in your stash for sure.
Absolutely. The Green River Bourbon.
I can see a theme. We have some similarities here.
And so
and this is the regular.
This is the regular. Yeah, it's regular bourbon.
Yeah.
And that stuff is, like I said, it is hard to find a Green River product. I haven't yet, so let me know what your guys' opinions are. They just do it right.
They do.
Everything they put out, even their collaboration with Dirk Bentley on the Road 94 stuff.
Yep.
Outstanding stuff. And so this to me is a very smooth, very easy drinking on the rocks, old fashioned. However you choose to drink the bourbon, this is an outstanding, readily available at $35.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any problems finding this, and the people that I've had try this is one that we go back to. I mean, this is fourth or fifth bottle.
I know.
And these go fast. I mean,
and that's what I found when trying to figure out what I thought should be in one's stash.
Yeah,
it's like I realized, oh wow, I've been out of that one for a minute. Sometimes you get caught off over here, and you realize the basics. You got to keep those basics hanging around, and these are all wonderful basics.
Yeah, these are.
And you got two more coming.
We got two more.
All right.
And so this is the 100 proof.
Yeah.
Just their standard Old Forester. And so to me, you can drink this just on the rocks. It's really good in old fashions.
It really is.
And so now I have a Bartesian machine.
Yeah.
The 86 proof is just in my Bartesian.
Yeah.
And so anytime that there is a old fashioned or there's 2 or 3 other drinks, we're always Old Forester, and right now it's 83, is going in there. The 86. If we're just making our own Old Forester, we're going to throw the 100 proof into it.
Yeah.
And so this is stuff. Whether it's 83, the 100 proof, and with this example, readily available. The price point is what, $25,
$26.
And so
real reasonable.
Again, to John's point, you're looking at big hitters here in
these are the big
bourbon
boys.
world, and you really should have one of kind of each of the representatives. And if you would sit here and taste this, and we would blindly taste this, they're all going to taste different to you.
That's true.
I mean, the odd part is, even the wild turkeys, now, you and I would probably be able to piece them together, but if you got a novice they may struggle to say, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to pick the 2 wild turkey products necessarily.
They just all have, and everybody's palate's enough different that these are going to.
Well, there's so much variation in different flavors because I'm just thinking like, okay, like the Woodford for me tends to be a little bit more on the oaky side than maybe some of these others. And then like the Maker's Mark is going to be soft, a little bit sweet. I think Wild Turkey, I think it has a little bit of bite, but in a good way. Right. But again, it does have some of that sweetness. Old Forester sometimes has some banana-ish on the nose or on the flavor profile. And so you start to figure out, each of these different major distilleries or brands, they sort of have, they're oftentimes, not always, they're using similar mash bills from one product to the next.
Right.
They don't necessarily vary that because they're spitting out barrels and barrels and barrels of these by the minute, So, and it's something they've been doing for hundreds of years. So they found a formula to their success.
They got to figure it out.
Well, yeah, I think so.
They got to figure it out.
All right, what we got next?
So my last one is the Penelope Architect. Now this one, I love this stuff.
It's good.
And I almost didn't put it up here because of where the price point has been driven to. And so lately, I have seen this as high as almost 70 in the low 70s, and I'm kind of confused by that because it wasn't too long ago. This was the low 50s.
I know when we first discovered Penelope Architect, whenever it was, a year and a half or so ago. I think it was like $52, $55, something like that. But I did see that the other day. It's like, why is it so high?
I'm confused, and I even stopped and I talked to at a Total Wine, talked to the Penelope rep, and he did say, he goes, Architect and the Toasted Rye are the 2 that kind of they sell the most of, and they were out of rye at the time, and he did kind of go into that. Hey, it's supply and demand, and we are having a little hard time keeping up with the demand, and so they're kind of pricing it. I think they're kind of pricing at a point though. I'm not sure I can tell people, hey, go out and buy this all the time. It's $70-some.
Well, I know. I mean, and that's a whole different topic. Bourbon prices, why they're going a certain way. And I have to wonder. I don't know. I haven't dove super deep, but Penelope is made by MGP, right? Which I think is called Ross and Squibb now. And I think I heard something recently, like they had some significant financial losses.
Yeah, so if they're trying to recoup it on here, I don't know.
Maybe that's not the right way to do it. I don't know.
I agree with you.
But that is a good one. I haven't had that one in a minute either. I have one upstairs, but it is one to have hanging around.
It is really good. I mean, it is outstanding.
I think out of all these, it's, I hate to say most complicated, but I think it does have the most complex flavor profile.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Of those that are here. But all of these are here. These are all winners for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, especially for a 4-year bourbon. Yeah. This Penelope is awful good. It's just they've gotten to that price point that I know. I kind of pumped the brakes a little bit before I just keep yanking it off the shelf.
I mean, what I learned when we did our whole budget series a few weeks back, I might be spending too much on whiskey, right?
Yeah. Agree. Yeah.
It's kind of caused me to think about it. Maybe, every now and then if I come across something that's hard to find, more expensive bottle, I'm probably going to think twice before pulling the trigger because there's so many products like this that are readily available. Most of them sub $50. Correct. It's like, why would I need to go spend that kind of money?
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to justify.
It is tough.
I mean, if you can get Eagle Rare at MRSP,
well, yeah, but
if you got to spend 5 times as much, you're like, I don't know.
I mean, that's a great example. Like Eagle Rare, good whiskey. I've had it a few times.
It is.
If I could find it at MSRP, if I could find it, I don't even see it anymore.
Yeah.
Let alone at MSRP.
You don't even find it. I don't see it.
So that's the game I don't like so much. But
yeah, and it's challenging for me. Something that should be about $38, giving somebody $150 for a bottle. I'm probably going to pass.
That's not right.
Because look what I can buy for $150.
I know. You can buy 3 or 4 of these. You know. So all right. That's a good little collection there. So, what do y'all think? What should you add to your collection that we haven't talked about? Let us know.
Yeah.
So,
the one thing I'd say is we do appreciate the jump in subscribers.
We do, yeah.
Continue to share this with your friends and your family, and hopefully soon we get to that 100 subscriber standpoint. We'll have a giveaway for you guys.
Yeah, well, we're geared up, ready to go to do some fun, exciting things. So just let us know. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next time.
Thank you.